Just waiting for confirmation that it's on air. Right, lovely. Okay, first of all, can I just confirm people can hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I apologize. Boom. Just about a couple of minutes before we were due to go on air, I had a problem with my USB port. So I think one side of my computer's blown. So everything that was plugged in that side has stopped working. So I've had to redefine it. Just as I almost got sorted, Horlicks had a problem. What was the problem, Horlicks?
My computer just had a meltdown and wouldn't do anything. I couldn't load anything up, and the internet went terribly slow. So I just had to quickly reboot, and it's I'm all good now.
But you've basically rebooted in about the same time it takes me to just flick to a different window.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to make a big apology. We tried to get through all of the comments. Sometimes we miss a comment, and as a result, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but I've had a fallout with someone today. Apparently what's happened is I've missed comments, or he thinks I've ignored him. I don't think I've ignored him. You know how it is. There's always two sides to every story. If I don't see something, they think I've ignored it, or I'm not really 100% sure what's happened. So I do normally try to say this every build. While I'm building, I am not looking at comments. I do apologize. I know Horlicks tries to look. Sorry, I'm really, really hot today. I know Horlicks tries to look at the comments, but obviously when the build gets intense, which it does do sometimes, it's really, really hard to look. We try to go back to the comments, and we try to pick up any comments. What we say is, if we've missed a comment, please retype that comment when we finish the build and we're at the discussion stage. I do apologize.
I mean, I've had this before. I mean, I had a falling out. Well, we're sorted now, but again, I think I missed a few comments, and it's difficult. This has got so much bigger than we ever thought this would, and the screen now is full of all these messages coming through, and it is difficult to keep tabs on every single message. So obviously we do, as Penny quite rightly said, we will answer every question, but if we do miss one, we apologize. And if you want to you're more than welcome to type it 100 times if you want, so we see it, but just keep refreshing it.
As Love Minis has said, if you also put @paint with Penny, for me, it comes up with an orange box, and it makes it a lot easier to see. But look, my promise to you is that I have never, ever have, nor will deliberately ignore people. If I have a problem with you, I will come direct to you and say, here is my problem. If I decide I no longer want you part of my community, I will tell you, as I have done with someone today. So there is a person who won't be commenting. So yeah, Chris Davies, if you type the @ symbol, which is like a funny curly thing, if you then start to type letters, you'll see a little box will come up, and everyone with a nickname that matches those letters, you can select one. So but yeah, look, you guys have made this channel what it is, and I'm not going. There we go. Dave Mill, did it work? Yes, it did, Dave Mill. You guys have made this channel what it is. I am not going to let you go having had that comment, having that come up. Sorry, I'm trying to. I'm really. This has made me different now. I'm trying to look at the comments. Basically, you guys have made this channel what it is. I'm not going to deliberately cut you out. I promise you I'll never do that. Right, so this isn't what we're meant to be doing today. It's above the 2 key. I think it depends what country you're in. I think different keyboard layouts are different for different countries, because for me, the @ symbol is Shift and then 2 to the right of the L key. Anyway, look, Peter Diamond, big sympathies for Peter Diamond. He's in hospital having broken his left hip. I have never broken my hip, but I did have a week-long stay in the hospital once, and it was the worst week of my whole life because suddenly you can't do the things you're able to do. And I used to work nights, and they used to make me go bed at night, and then they keep me awake in the daytime, and I couldn't do that. So, oh, Chris, you just missed everything.
We're done. We're just about going now.
Yeah, right. So,
no,
yeah,
you're lucky. We had some technical problems, so we started 10 minutes late. So you haven't missed a thing.
You haven't missed.
I haven't even gone through the comments yet. So
you've missed my lecture. So yeah, Chris Davies, you've done that absolutely spot on. James Tubridi has put big highlighted paint with Penny. How's your day been today? No, not the best day ever. Right, so I have not received my subscription copies today, but I have got my newsagent's copy. So I genuinely do not know what's inside this. Only what people have posted on Facebook. So what I will do is I will give Horlicks a chance to get himself sorted and get all of the whatever's ready. So if you want to go through the comments,
I'll do that.
or whatever, the show is now yours, Horlicks.
Right, I apologise now, but because I had this technical issue and I had to reboot, I've lost the first 30 comments. So
do you want me to do the first 30 comments then?
Can do. I mean, I think most people are here that I'll probably mention, but yeah, you can do.
Actually, I think I've lost. Do you know what? I think yes. The first, I think I've just found out what the problem's been. Right, I have got for the first comment, Mark Knight. Thank you, Michael. I'm well. Cheers. Hope you're okay too. And then Peter Diamond has said should be out in 3 days, hopefully. Is that what you've got?
I've got a few more before that.
Oh, okay then.
My first comment's Izzy Harris, so we're about the same then. So,
right. So obviously we're not picking up on the comments.
I think it's just because of the late start and all the technical problems we've had. I think it's not the comments off.
Right.
So, yeah, sorry if I've missed anyone, but hello to Izzy Harris, Michael John Wicks, Peter Diamond, hello, hope you get well soon. Mark Knight, James Tubridi.
We always have trouble with that, and I bet it's really
Tubridi, I think he said that Tubridi was right.
I pronounce it Tubridi. That's probably why I struggle, because it's wrong.
Michael John said hello. Mark Knight, Peter, Roger Kendall, hello. First time watcher tonight. Oh no, sorry, that's Peter Diamond. First time watcher tonight. Roger Kendall, good evening. Izzy Harris. Let's have a look. Ian Bedson, hello. He's already done today's build. Not too difficult, but still like to see ours.
Who put that then?
Me. Mark Knight says, don't forget though, Penny, being a bus driver, you're expected to be late. Laugh out loud.
And 3 of us turn up at once.
Yeah. Dave say, hello, how are you? We're good. Steve Graham, hello. Gordy Brooker, hello, how are you? How are you getting on with your posters? Have you put them on yet? Fleetwood J, hello. Gordy, hello.
Remind me of that in a minute. I've got a funny story for you.
Steve Graham, hello. Dave Milne, hello. How are you? Dave Milne again. I'm doing it now because you.
Sorry, you scared me up no end.
Right, Dave say hello. James W again, hello. I think that is all. Oh, Gordy Brooker, he messed up last week. Couldn't attend the show because I was working. Assembled 62 without the advice of Penny and screwed all the the stair treads upside down. Oh no, mind you, that's probably not a bad thing. Did you have to remove them again to fit them together? Oh, just noticed the clock on YouTube is running slow. That was Mark Knight, and I think that's. Oh no, hang on.
It's going down really well today.
People, please. Oh yeah, that was Love Me. Hello, Love Minis. Sorry, I haven't mentioned you. Hope you're well. Oh, Chris Davies, hello. Yep, said hello. How are you? Hope you're well. Paul C70, hello. And P40F20, hello. I think that's oh, Richard Coppleston, hello. Did anyone get a text about issue 66? Yes. I will go through that after the build. I've got the email up. Paul C. Oh yeah, Paul. But me. Hello, Paul.
Yeah. Also, Paul said it was an MA I had a rook with. No, it wasn't. I was blocked by him ages ago when I got a bit upset when he was sending me videos of him watching Horlicks' videos and sending them to me at midnight. So sorry, I probably should have said that. But yeah. Right. So are we good? Oh, thank you, Peter Diamond. I really appreciate that. Right, the funny story you reminded me of when my parents were little. My auntie's a big Motowny fan and Stevie Wonder, and he's a bit of an influence. I love Stevie Wonder as well, but my cousin used to sing "I Just Called to Say I Love You" a lot. But the ending, it goes, of my heart. But the ending, it goes, because there's an organ or something, and it goes, do, do, do. But she used to sing that. And she used to go, of my heart. Do, do, do.
Yeah.
And that just, you reminded me. I just thought it was funny. I know my singing's really bad. And Stevie Wonder doesn't need to feel threatened by me one bit. But it was just reminded me.
Yeah. I think there's obviously when we were running late, there were so many comments to go through, and then when I get slightly panicked, like, I don't want to miss anyone. I'm like, I just make stupid noises.
Well, there's a couple of shows I've been watching, not partwork related, but there's a couple of shows I used to watch, and there within the paint community, there's a thing about first to comment, and people would be like, first to comment. And I've started doing that on my own videos, and I do it on Chris Campling sometimes as well. And I think people have tried doing it on my comment as well. Yeah, I know about that, Paul. Oh, I was lucky because I got it 3 hours before you. But yeah, no, Michael John Wick says, trust me, if singing is, yeah, I'm not worried about that. But yeah, no, it's getting that first comment in. I think people do try to get that first comment in now, and it's like a little fun game, isn't it? Talking of fun games, keep watching after the build. Right, so should I get my knife out and have a look at the issue?
Yeah, okay.
I'll let you get ready.
I'm ready. So, oh yeah, I mean, I don't know how many
I
people.
Have a quick look through the magazine. Oh my god! Whoa! Wow! You should see that bit. Oh, that's a sorry guys, I was getting a bit excited then.
I don't know how many of you here watch my video, but I've had a lot of comments on my last video saying, "Oh, I don't like the soundtrack." I did it because it was a figure. And because it was the other figure we had was like someone from the 60s, wasn't it? So I sort of found some copyright-free 60s music I played, thinking it was, so that's why. So the tune I normally use will be back next week.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Paul. I'm going to tell you, sorry, I'm going to completely change the subject. Paul, that's all I can do. That's that came through the post today. Oh, Paul. Sorry. I know what it is now. I've been getting presents today, you see, and I don't know whether to show you or not. Because I've been a bit depressed today, so I opened all my presents like 2 weeks early.
Oh.
Do you want to see what I've got? Should we wait till after the build?
I can't believe that. You've opened your birthday presents early.
Yeah, only 3 of them.
I'm going to have to, well, I'm going to be honest now. I know I haven't forgotten it's coming up, but I haven't got any money. So you'll have to have a belated birthday.
I don't want anything.
No, you will. You'll get something.
No, I'll show you what I've got. Right, this. Oh, actually, I'll just grab you along. So I put it away. I put it in the work thing.
Chris is naked. I don't know, Chris. Steve Lee. Hi, Steve. Steve Lee. No, you haven't. Don't worry, you're late. We were late as well. Penny had some technical problems and her USBs decided to blow up. Then when she was just about to get sorted, my computer started to play up, which is the first time it's ever done that, because this is just like, it's never messed up on me. So I've had to reboot and I'm sorted now. So we were late anyway, and we haven't even gone through the mag yet.
Look, I'm going to show you. I'm sorry. I'm going to put the build off, but this is, and I genuinely cannot tell. All 3 of these are really, really special. This is the first one. This is a genuine driver's badge.
Oh,
wow. I've just dropped it. And a little leather thing that goes on your belt clip. That is awesome. This is absolutely, this is a key ring.
Oh, wow.
And those numbers and letters are my initials and my date of birth.
I guess the initials, but I wasn't sure what the... Oh, yeah, of course. 13th of the 5th.
And like I say, I genuinely, because that's personalised and that's the real thing. And this, you probably, none of you will get it, but it's really awesomely special. A pen. Anyone want to have a guess why I love that so much? Why it's so special?
Isn't that... Oh. What's that? Sheffield Mainline?
Yeah.
Isn't that the first company you worked?
It is. It is. I mean, it wasn't Mainline when I was there. It was First Group. Although they still can maintain the colours when I was there on some of the buses. But that is where I passed my driving test, in Sheffield. So that is special. I mean, that's brand new, so that's obviously a copy, but that's, yeah, I couldn't tell you which one of these I like the most. So they're just awesome. So thank you. Right. Sorry, that's totally not what we're trying to do today, is it?
So do I win a prize for guessing what that was?
Yeah, what would you like as a prize?
I don't know. So we need to start this project.
Okay, we'll start this project.
It's the other project.
Guys, I've got an announcement, right? You all sit down, right? Because you will need to be sitting down. What did I actually send you the other week, Horlicks?
The other week? The other day?
The other day. I actually got round to sending the rods.
Okay, right. Look, I'm going to have to...
I know. Yeah. You're all shocked, aren't you? No, I even labelled them.
Yeah, but all the labels fell off in the box.
Okay, then.
So I've guessed where they went.
So you couldn't tell the difference between the 2mm and the 8mm then?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. But I'll tell you what you did forget.
What?
Remember, you said, oh, is there anything else I need to put in the box? You kindly said you were going to give me half a page of stickers.
Oh.
For the bus.
Oh.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because I'm not even that far yet.
Well, all right, it just means that I've just maintained my uselessness then.
But I'm really nervous, actually. I know this is really off subject, but I'm nervous because they're a lot tougher than I thought they were.
Yeah, we've got to think about that one.
So
right,
anyway,
okay, let's do some bussing, shall we? Right, I'm going to cut these parts open. Oh, guys, did I tell you how what Adrian taught me? James Tubriddy, I'm conveniently ignoring you. Right, because I was sorting some parts. I don't know if I've passed this on. I apologize if I have. I was sorting some parts out, and I ended up with like a bag, and I couldn't remember what issue number they are. And Adrian Langley taught me. I don't know if you can see that number there. Right, it's back to front for me, but I think it says 71063 UKK 604103.
Yeah.
Where it says after the 71063, that's the issue number.
I knew that.
Yeah, it's stupidly obvious now, but until I can see it on my monitor. So yeah, if you're in the position where you've got parts in a bag and you can't remember what yay, Tubriddy. Do you know what? I don't mean to insult you, and if I do, I apologize. I'm thinking tub thumping, and it just helps me pronounce it. Tub thumping, Tubriddy. So it's that 13th of May 1950. You are my birthday, but almost my mum's year of birth. Right. Okay, guys, let's do this, shall we? It's now gone 8:30, and we haven't even
started. No. Oh, Mark, no. Yes, I have had my hair cut. Although I hate it. I look like something out of Minecraft. Is it the box?
Minecraft.
Because the normal barber I go to, he's employing other people, and there was 2 others in there now. So of course I get called up to a trainee, and that's twice now. And then she just wrecked my hair. So yeah.
Could be worse.
I have to put loads of gel in it to hide it. If I don't, I really look like something out of Minecraft. Okay, right. So we're on issue 63, obviously, and we are going to be continuing work on the stairs and the platform area and assemble the rear wall of the bus.
Are we very excited or hugely excited?
Yeah, very.
Okay.
So we've got 19 parts in this issue, and
19.
Yeah, part A is, let me just sort my stuff out.
I sort mine out and all.
A is a platform rear wall.
Okay, 1 platform rear wall, and this is awesome. That's all I can say. Let's see if we can read that. Passengers are not allowed to travel on the platform. 5 standing passengers are allowed inside this vehicle at all times unless seats are available. So that's interesting because it says there that you're not allowed to stand on that platform, yet people always do. I can't get that into focus. There we are. Yet people always travel on that rear platform, don't they?
Yeah.
So use tickets, and it's got RM857 on it and some various holes. Not sure what they're for at this moment. That's obviously some kind of treated surface because it's quite shiny and plain on the back. So yeah, that is, and there's a little window frame there, so that's obviously the back, isn't it?
Yeah,
you can look out to see where you've been, although they do say never look back, always look forward. Okay,
so part B, back of used tickets box.
Right, so that will be this small part here, and that's quite interesting because it looks like it's just going to cover up the top hole, so you're not actually going to be able to use that. But you know, it does the job, doesn't it? So was it Jason was saying, oh, I've got to print off more used tickets now?
Oh God, yeah.
Well, by looks of that, you're not going to have to print off too many. So 1 or 2 should probably do it.
Okay. C, is a handrail. Well, C and D are handrails. Part C is the straight handrail, and D is the one with the curves in it.
So that's the part C. And these, that looks interesting. Obviously that's going to go one way up because the hole's at the top, but it looks like that each side is a mirror image of each other. Hello, Fighter Sweep, how are you? And then this is the other handrail, which is just chrome effect. And actually, in all fairness, I quite often moan about the finishing on this. This one's come out quite nice. I don't know if you can see that. That's quite a good finish, isn't it? But I do notice that the poorer side is always the underneath. So even if it does come out quite poor, having said that, there's a little scrape there. But I suppose I could touch that up. So, right, that's that then.
Brilliant.
And that should leave us with...
So we've got 3 black DP screws and 12 silver DP screws.
And that's these. So I'm... we've got a bit of a multicolored swap shop going on in the old DP box. Red and cream and silver and black. So I'm going to put these in last. And I'll just leave them up there for now. Now, we did have screws left over from last week, didn't we? So, and we had quite a lot. There we go. In this issue, sorry, can I just ask you just to show us that little circle in the bottom? So in this issue, we continue work on the stairs started in the previous issue. The parts and screws for steps 1 to 6 were supplied with issue 62. So that's good. I'm all right with that then. So we've basically, it's part 62B and 63, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready.
I've just seen as well. Thank you, Adrian. Adrian's actually messaged me the first bits of the chat that we missed. So that's really helpful. So after the build, we'll go back through them.
Fantastic. He is brilliant. And I do apologise. I forgot to thank Adrian. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I was eating something on the way home today. Yeah, Adrian has saved the day once again because I've not had the subscription copies come through. Adrian's jumped in and scanned this issue, for which we are eternally grateful. And I do apologise. I forgot to thank him for it. So that's my bad.
Okay, and he's also said to me, said to us, we need to have a look at some text on the finished views page. So we'll bear that in mind when we get there and see what's what.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so the first step is going on, isn't there?
Ooh.
Okay, so take the staircase structure 59D and align the screw sockets on the lower edge with the screw holes in the platform 4A, as indicated by the dotted lines. And then we need to fix that in place with 2 JP screws. Now, I think they're the ones we got last week, wasn't it?
Yes, because what I did last week, I stored the pole in this tray, but I also kept the stickers to remind us of which screws we got last week. And JP is, do you say JP?
Yeah.
JP is one of the ones we got. We also got some DPs, BPs, APs, and MPs. So, yeah. So let me just have a look at my version as well. Excuse the messy desk, although I think you guys are used to it, aren't you?
Yeah.
So the first part we've got is the stairs. I think I might have to start pulling my camera further up. It means you'll get more of my messy desk. And then we want this part, which we kind of knew that was coming. So that's, I'm trying to get the orientation the same. Right, so that's going in like it's easy enough getting this part in. It's getting it in the same orientation as the magazine. Right, so what's going to happen, you have got 2 holes on the bottom there, and they're going to line up with those 2 holes there, and that's going to need a bit of a clean. And we want 2 JP screws, so I'll get the JP screws ready first, because we also want to make sure we've got the right screwdriver head. I think that'll be perfect. Right, so we want to slot that into there, like right. So bring it in like that angle, so you can then bring that in there and then bring it down to line up with the screw holes. That's how I've done it. And then we will come out with my cliches, which are no one knows my cliches. Right, so we're going to pop that in just enough to bite. Oh, you lost my audio, did you?
It's, you know what my speaker system's like. It goes off when it feels like it. So have I missed anything?
No, I just said I'm going to come out with my cliches, which are, I'm not sure if that's the right. Oh, that's okay. I might have to just clear that hole a bit. It's a tiddly little hole. It doesn't look big enough. No, it's not big enough. Right, and that is another reason why I only put these in enough to grab, because I'm now going to have to remove this screw, because this hole isn't actually big enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a round needle file, and I'm just going to gently file this. And I think this would be the best tool for it, because this is quite gentle. And then I'll just get a screw, and I'll just keep testing until that screw goes in. So that's not, I didn't think it'd be enough, but it's better to take a little tiny bit off at a time. And I would suggest, if you can, come in from the other side as well, because you might actually be filing that at an angle, and instead of making a hole like that, you're making a hole like that. So it's definitely making the hole bigger. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. So I didn't take an awful lot off there, but I certainly don't want to make that hole bigger than the top of those screws. If it was plastic, I would use a tool. Sorry, if it was metal, I would use a tool that I don't actually have at the moment, but I'll come to that. Because I know on my Millennium Falcon, I got a tool that Love Minis took a particular interest in, didn't you, Love Minis? And it's a die, is it? It's a tool you make for making screw holes, and it's just a miniature one. It looks like a screwdriver. Right, so if I've done this correctly, this should go in with relative ease, but famous last words. And that's actually quite difficult, so I wonder if I've got the wrong. Yeah, I think that'll, you know what. For the benefit of those that are going to ask me, I've just switched to a JOO head. Now that's actually not much better either. Okay. So that's a JO. Have I got J1? I'll try a J1. I really wanted, yeah, J1's much better. I want to make a list of what screwdriver head works best for each screw. I know that the lovely Adrian is making a parts list on a spreadsheet. so that you can see what screws are used in what issue and how many parts we received. Right, that's in okay, but it's not, obviously, as you would expect. It's quite flappy at the top. So, but that's in. So be careful there. You could obviously rip that apart, but that's looking really nice. I mean, I know we've all dry fitted this a million times, but now that it's actually in, it does look nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It's coming along really nicely.
Yeah. I think we've been waiting for this for a long time, haven't we? This platform. Okay, so stage 2. Yeah, sorry, P40F20 said that oftentimes a screwdriver supplied with Hachette work the best. I totally agree. Just because they're free doesn't automatically mean they're crap. They, you know, all screwdrivers work for something. It's just that obviously we've got lots and lots of different type of screws. And obviously different screwdriver heads would work. The more basically the more different heads you've got, the more you've got in your arsenal, really, isn't it?
Mm.
Right, so stage 2.
Right, so take the stair platform assembly from previous step and the platform assembly from issue 58. Position the platform 58A on the underside of the rear platform 4A so that the screw holes and sockets are aligned. Note, the 2 sockets circled in light blue on the underside of part 4A are part of the staircase wall 59A. Fix the platforms together with 8 JP screws. And then it also
just to reiterate, the 2 sockets circled in light blue. Can you do me a favor and can you just hover your mouse over where the blue circles are?
Yeah, there.
So those 2 there, they are the underside of part 4A. Are fixed to the staircase wall 59A. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, that makes sense. Right. So what they're saying there is you have a load of holes for various fixing points, but the 2 that are circled, if I can get this in the right orientation, are these 2. And these 2 belong to the staircase, whereas these 6 there belong to the platform. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they shouldn't need to be treated any differently. They're screws going into a plastic hole. So that should be fine. Now, I'm going to be a little bit extra careful.
Yeah, because it says the battery box 58B is not firmly fixed at this stage.
Yeah.
Take care that the wires and the switch do not come adrift. It may help to hold it in place temporarily with a little masking tape.
Yeah, that's perhaps what I should have done in the first place. But I mean, I don't know how. Oh, yeah, they're going to have to fix it underneath, aren't we? So I know it's shut the door after the horse has bolted, but shall we do that?
Yeah.
So what I'll do now is find some masking tape. So, you know what? I had 58 rolls of it, and now I can't find any of it. I've got some brown packing tape. Oh, look what I just found. Sorry, I've had these about a week now. Sorry. That was totally irrelevant, but I just thought I'd show you my sweeties. Let's use the best masking tape in the world. Just be split in half. What you got, Horlicks?
Nothing.
I can hear you taking things out of packets, and they sound a bit like sweets as well.
No, it's tobacco.
Oh, okay. Right. So I'm just going to pop a little bit there.
I've got lots of sweets. Carl came home the other day with 5 bags full of Easter eggs.
I've got to be careful. Let's tape it there. Because I nearly taped this box over the screw holes that we're about to put screws into. I'll tape it there, and if we need to, we could always move the masking tape. Right, so that is going to go in like so. And the easy way to remember is to line up the silver bit with the red bit. So you've got a red line on the end of the metal platform.
Oh, yeah.
Slide in like that. And then what we're looking for is it's this way round. So let's put that screw in first, followed by that one. They're the 2 easy ones, I'd say. But also it'll give us something to hold on each side. So these are going to be what color JP screws?
I assume they're going to be black.
Yeah, because I'm thinking DP screws. Right, so
5 minutes, yeah, 5 bags. Yeah, they were all reduced. Like they were knocking them out for like 50 pence.
Right, so that's 1 screw in, just enough to grab. Oh, I heard a funny story in the shop today. You know those little machines, and you put 20 pence in, and then you kind of turn the handle, and something falls out the bottom. I didn't describe that very well, did I? You basically put 20 pence and you turn this handle. Bubblegum machines.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this girl put this 20p in this. It's in the newsagent or the little shop around the corner. So I'm going to put in the next screw. Actually, these are really easy because you've got little circles. Ignore that one. It's going to be that one. 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and these. So these 2 we're ignoring for now. Okay. Yeah. So this girl put this 20 pence in this bubblegum machine thing, where it's full of toys, but it was clearly empty. And then she complained to this woman, "Oh, there's no toy fell out." It's like, yeah, because it's empty. And it's like people just seem to reach new levels of stupidity every day. You know, would you put your money in a machine that you knew was empty?
No.
Right. This is requiring a little bit of concentration. I know that might sound daft. It's just so many holes everywhere. And it's knowing which ones to put the screws into. But if you put these 6 in, they're all in a straight line. So these 2 are off that straight line. I don't know if that, whoops, I mean masking tape isn't strong enough. So put the 6th one in. I haven't done the two circled in blue yet. Right, so those 6 are in just enough to grab. To be honest with you, that's in quite nice and tight. So as always, they're giving us far more screws than are essential. Right, okay. That one didn't want to go in at first. It was like it was trying not to find the hole, if that made sense. Right, so these 2 middle ones can go in tight now. Because it's plastic, we only need to just tighten them till they go tight. So I would suggest that if I tried, I could probably get another half turn on that. And then once we tighten them all up, we'll see how firm it is. Cue Chris Campling. And then if there's no wobble or anything, then we can leave it. But we've got that room. Oops. We've got that room just to screw a little bit more. Because the last thing we want is a big crack at the back, don't we?
God, that'd be a nightmare.
Right, that is done. The only problem is when I tap it, I can hear something loose. But what it is, it's this bit here that's loose. It's not as loose as it was, but so if you hear a wobble, you know, you think it's down there, but it's actually this bit there. So, but I've just tested that in about 6 different places. That's not going anywhere. And that's now suddenly got considerably heavier. So
amazing.
It's great, isn't it? And I'm now beginning to imagine the conductor. I'm waiting for the conductor now. I'm actually excited about a figure. Can you believe that? Really, Penny, are you? Yes, I am. And I can't find Miss Twiggy, but I can find the other 2 figures.
No, I'm concentrating. I'm looking at the manual.
Have you got a headache? Do you need ibuprofen?
No, I'm looking at the manual, sending emails.
Okay. Right, so are we happy with stage 2?
Yeah.
Davey says looks awesome now.
Yeah, it does. It's nice when I love it when you get all the parts like that we've got all together.
Sometimes it only takes one small part to turn it from looking brilliant to looking absolutely amazing.
Okay, so the next step, we are going to need the box and the 2 hinges we got in the last issue.
Right, that might be a problem.
Have you lost them?
I've put them somewhere.
I know where you put them.
Where did you put them? Because I remember saying...
You put them in the workstation for your ship.
Ah! And as if by magic, there they are. I knew I'd put... Because I found these here, and I knew I'd put something somewhere else. So thank you so much. Can you see why I need Horlicks? So while I'm there, I can put those in there and they'll stay safe. Right, okie dokie. So.
Right, so we need to take the box, 62C, and the 2 hinges, 62E, align the holes in the smaller flanges on the hinges with the small raised sockets in the box. Fix each hinge in place with an AP screw.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
That makes tons of sense to me. Not really. I was just faking that one. Right. So let's see what we've got with Chris Davey says Horlicks is a legend, but you should have seen that Horlicks because he's put the @ symbol.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I did.
Brilliant. I didn't see it as highlighted because it wasn't aimed for me.
No, I'm not a legend. I'm just...
No, you are, honestly. Yeah, but no, Horlicks, that's why you're a legend. A true legend will deny being a legend. He doesn't need to know he's a legend because that's how much of a legend he is. Does that make sense?
No.
Right, okay. So the orientation they've got this is the flat bit at the bottom, the open bit at the top. And it looks like... Right, get your flaps open like that.
Oh, God. No,
I'm actually trying on the innuendos today.
Yeah, that's it. Chris, Paul's on it now.
Yeah.
Ooh, small flange.
Like
Chris starting up with his opening flaps. And
I think it's going to go in like so. It feels comfortable there. The hole lines up there.
Yeah, like that looks right. Yeah.
And the hinge rests on the back like it was made to go there.
Yeah, that looks perfect.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put both the screws in just enough to grab can we then look at the next stage? And then if it all works, we'll then go back and tighten the screws up.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, dokie. So, and I'll go through it again with a second hinge because it'll be a bit easier the second time, won't it? We hope.
So have you still got your flaps open, or is it
flaps fully open?
Oh, of course, because you won't be able to screw it otherwise, will you?
No. The flaps are open at 180 degrees. Right. So you see I've got that on there very loose. If it turns out it's wrong, I can take that screw out and we can all start again. So if it's not already, you see I'm calling that 90 degrees. That's how it came out of the mag. So open that so that the two ends are in a straight line, and then take the smaller part and that goes inside the box, and that doesn't want to fit. That doesn't feel comfortable. So we'll turn that round. And now that you're always, and also your bills are awesome, and Horlicks bills. My ex always had her flaps open. Can I tell you a rude joke? The other day, my boyfriend found out that his penis is twice the length of an Argus pen. He's also now banned from Argus.
Oh dear.
And it is just after 9 o'clock. Oh, that didn't want to go in.
Marty said it's all getting a bit unhinged.
Oh, it is, yeah. Right, I'm not comfortable with that. That don't seem to want to go in. So I just want to check. Doesn't matter. Doesn't help that me flaps are flapping.
Levi Otter's here. Hello. Evening all from my dad.
Oh, yes, because Levi Otter, his account is his, yeah. I forget. I'm so sorry, Levi. I forget who your dad is. Is it David? See how good my memory is.
I know Marty McFly is Soul.
Right. See, everyone's got aliases now, haven't they?
Yeah.
I'm going to do a very big TV program reference.
Ian Bosnell.
Ian Bosnell. Ah, okay, I was totally wrong then. Right, so me flaps are screwed, but they're quite loose. So then, if we have a look at the next stage, I'm happy. I think they're right. I do think I've got those incorrect. No, I think I've got those incorrectly. If that makes sense. So, do you want to just show us the next bit?
Yeah. So, next stage is obviously going to be attaching the flap to the hinge. So take the box lid, the box lid 62D, and align the raised sockets on the underside of the lid with the screw holes in the flanges on the hinges. God, that's a tongue twister, isn't it?
Yeah, I bet Chris Cambling's having a field day on this one.
He's probably on the floor laughing. Fix in place with 2 AP screws.
Mark Knight says, I'm me, only me, no aliases. Right. So it looks like these were done spot on, and it looks like I don't really need to go back because we can do this no problem. So there we've got that in, and I'm really impressed with this. This is one of those small details. You've got a little cutout, and it just wraps around that hinge perfectly.
Oh, brilliant!
I know it's fun. It's daft, but it's just those little small details.
Well, it's like in issue 1, wasn't it? When we had to add the flap to the side of the bonnet, I think a few people had slight misalignment issues as well.
Yeah, it's funny because some people's were fine. Some people weren't happy with it. And some people said, well, it's totally realistic because that's how it went. You know, with all that heat, it would have bent anyway. I think we need our expert Dave Say on that one, don't we?
Yeah.
Gordy Broker was saying this is such a great issue. It is, isn't it? It's all these tiny details. I mean, when we got the bonnet, for example, and when we got that massive side piece, and when we got the chassis, they were great issues. But now we're just adding these tiny details, and it's not looking bigger than it was, but it's looking smarter. Right. Okay.
Matthew asked if anyone's doing the DeLorean. I am, as you probably already know. I'm not sure, but I think there's a few people in here. I know Chris Campion isn't doing the DeLorean, is he? He's a DAR too.
Right. There you go. And I'm super impressed with that, because this is metal where it needs to be metal, and everything else is plastic to keep the weight down. Because obviously, if that was plastic hinges, that wouldn't last 5 minutes. But yeah, I'm good with that. I'm really liking that. I just trapped my finger in there. Whoa. I just nipped the end of my finger on that. Right. Okay. So are we happy with that?
Yeah, really good. So step 5. Chris Campion, are you going to get the other 30 issues? No, I'm not. We're going more into it later if you want, but no, I don't think I'm going to be doing the extra issues. So,
I've got to admit, I think if I was doing the DeLorean, I probably wouldn't get them either.
No, I can see how it's going to go. 30 issues for a piece of track. I can see it now. We're going to get a piece of track every issue for 30 issues.
Yeah.
Okay, so fit the box 62C. Against the side. Against spell check.
Oh, have I done a spelling mistake?
No, okay. Against, right, fit the box 62C against the side of the staircase structure 59D. Fix in place with 2 JP screws.
Okay, so while you were chatting there, talking, I was doing a dry fit there. And this is actually a really good fit, although I have one issue with it, which I'll explain in a moment. Right, this goes in there quite nicely, and it does actually fit rather snugly. But the issue that I have is you can see that there's, well, you can't see because I can't get my fingers right. I'll use a paintbrush to point it out. Right, obviously you've got the silver bit along there. Yeah, and you've got the silver bit on the flap there. And you can see that the silver bit runs along the top there, but it doesn't run along top there. Now I could fix that quite easily with, bloody hell, I got the right paint, metal color, and all I'm going to do is just get a brush full, and I'm just going to run it along there. And I think that would then be, can you see that little red bit just sticking out at the top there?
Yeah,
that's the only complaint I've got. I don't complain much about the Routemaster, really, do I?
No,
I think that's a legitimate moan. You know, while we're on the subject of adding small detail, but I'll fit this first. I'll see how it goes. So we want 2 black JPs.
Yes.
Ooh. And I'm pretty much using the same screwdriver head so far, which is, I think, is this J1. Yeah, J1. So.
Well, Marty, it's not actually official in the UK yet that we're doing an extra 30 issues on the DeLorean. It is in France because they've had a flyer in their magazine. I mean, to be fair, we're still yet to have this flyer, but I know it's been extended in France. So I think we're all thinking, oh, we'll have the same, but there's been no evidence of it yet.
Right, what I just fiddling around with, I think it's going to be easy if you lay this on its side, because this would be the side where you get on and off, and keep these bits pointing towards you. I'm sorry I can't get in there, and actually pop the screws in. into this little box. Screw them as much as you can. There's not going to be an awful lot sticking out. And then what you can do is you can bring this up to match, like so. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I did try to put the first part on, and I actually missed the hole. So and I think I've missed the hole again there. Or maybe it just doesn't want to fit. And I've just flung my part on the table. And I've opened the flap up so that I can see inside. But I think that's okay now.
Peter Diamond can't stop laughing. He's doing his hip in.
Oh, I'm sorry. So laughter isn't always the best medicine, is it? Right, so there we go. That's fitted, and that's got some really nice movement on that. But yeah, I think I'm not 100% happy with that. You can see it better there. You see that little red bit showing? I think that sticks out like a sore thumb. So I'm just going to run. I might do it at the end of the build, actually. I'll just open that up, and then we'll just run a little bit of... It only needs like a stroke of paint. A lick of paint. And that'll be it. But other than that, that looks amazing, doesn't it? You know what I need to get now, don't you? I need to get a 1:12 scale authentic conductor's box bag. You know, the boxes, and you put your ticket machine in. Right, what's this door for and what's it called? I think that's for putting in things like your ticket rolls and stuff. You got a little shelf in the middle there. What it's actually called, I don't know. So I'm going to call, there you go, Geordie Brokers Gibson box. Is that what it's actually called then? That it's like a miniature briefcase, isn't it? But all you can fit in is just, well, you can only fit in a few things. But it's primarily made for your ticket machine to go in. But yeah, I'm just going to call that a box, because that's what I don't know what it's called. So are we happy with that?
Yeah, that's really good.
Gordy has a Gibson box. Cubby hole. There you go.
Okay, so this... I'm going to move on to step 6.
Okay.
Now, Adrian has said that we should read the text on the finished view first before starting this.
Right.
So what I'll do is I'll read the steps for for step 6, and then I'll read what it says on the last page. So the next step would be to take the pole 62B supplied with the previous issue and fit one end into the recess part 4A. Fix in place from the underside, circled in red with an NP screw.
Right.
And then it says it may help to use pliers to hold the pole in place as you tighten the screw. If you do this...
Oh, yes, because it's going to rotate as we screw, isn't it?
Yeah. If you do this, be sure to protect the pole with paper or a cloth so that the jaws of the pliers don't damage the surface. Okay? But if we go to the finished view, it does say the pole on the platform is only fixed at the bottom. See step 6. The top end will be fixed when the ceiling of the platform area is in place. To prevent accidental damage, you may prefer to store the pole and the MP screw until you are ready to fix it to the ceiling.
Right. Okay, I'm going to throw this out to the viewers then. I'm not concerned about it getting damaged, because it'll go up on the shelf and there it will sit until next week. But what I would like to know is, how secure is it? You know, I did see a video on a group somewhere that someone was complaining about the material, and they'd actually fixed it. And what they were doing was, with this fixed to the back, they were actually pulling it and they were bending it, and it didn't seem to want to break. But should we fit it now, do you think? What would you guys do, or what have you guys done?
Stuart says that he thinks it should be okay if stored carefully.
Right.
But that's the thing, you know. I
The
suppose.
way I store things, it'll probably be all right. If you've bent it now. But if I shoved this in a drawer, if I just went, bleh, I probably wouldn't want to fit it now. I mean, why anyone would just want to shove it in a cubby hole or something, I don't know. But so shall we? Let's fit it, shall we?
Okay.
Chris Davies is saying store, and Dave Milner saying leave it off. I'm really tempted to leave it off because you guys know I'm going to fit it at some point, don't you?
Marty says that he thinks you should store it till later.
Right.
Michael John Wicks says that the poles are easily broken, as he's discovered with the interior poles.
Right. And Paul is saying no, which kind of, that's very similar to you going stop on the Millennium Falcon frame build.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm with them, actually. I think even though it's going to be stored, we're still going to be maybe attaching things around it. So I think it could get caught in that respect.
Okay, so we should just imagine that there's a pole there. Okay?
Yeah.
Use your imagination. Pole.
As long as you store it somewhere safe and you don't forget where it is.
Yeah, I am going to do one thing, though, which requires masking tape. Because I may not remember these instructions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little piece of masking tape, not very big. And I'm going to pop it there, like so, with a big fat marker. And I'm going to write the letter, blue on blue. That's clever, isn't it? I'm going to put NP on it. And that's going to remind me, hopefully, what kind of screw to use. I mean, that might be overkill, but, you know, if we're not actually going to need to fit it for another 6 issues, and by which time I can't remember what issue number this is, and I'm hunting for issue 63 just for the sake of one screw. There's an old saying, look after your pole.
Penny only wants to do some pole dancing.
Yeah.
Michael says. Chris Davies
That's
wants
a good
to
point, yeah.
Looks like at the back. We'll do that at the end. I think we normally do our speculations, don't we?
Yeah. Good old Penny. A good idea, Penny, the masking tape queen. I mean, like I say, it might be overkill, and like Chris say, I might go, what the hell does that mean? But I said to you guys well, you know what my memory's like. I said to you guys last week, remember where I put these parts, and I genuinely couldn't remember this week, but Horlicks and Co. to the rescue. So, does that mean we spin on to the next stage then?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. You could screw the part. You could screw the screw into the pole itself.
What would happen now if we screw it in and unscrew it? Would it be as tight the next time? I'll store it, and then we'll fit it when we're ready.
Okay. So.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Steve Hyson. I could always take the screw in the hole. So, yeah, there's lots of alternative methods there.
Okay, so moving on then, step 7. We need to fit the back of the used ticket box, 63B, into the ticket box.
I need to be looking at you, don't I? Sorry.
That's right. 63B into the ticket box recess on the back of the rear wall, 63A. Fix in place with 2 black DP screws.
Okay. So all of the parts that we need from this point on, excuse me, sorry, all of the parts that we need from this point on came with this week's issue. because it said all the parts you need for stages 1 to 6 came with last week's.
Yeah.
So there's my DP screws, which I will chuck straight in the thing. I think that was 3. Right, so the part we need is this one here. Oh, we don't need this, do we?
No.
Don't need this for a couple of issues. Let's put that somewhere safe. Crash, bang, wallop. Right, so that is definitely going to go in. That's actually going to block that up. Oh, sorry, guys. I've got the long view on. Right, so it is actually going to block that up altogether. And it won't fit any other way. You can see the shape of it. It's like a little flap on an aircraft wing in shape. So I don't know why I did the why I actually did this up, only to have to open it again. Right, so
Dave Milne says, so we can actually put this together before I get issue 63. To be honest, Dave, yeah, I can't see why not. You can do steps 1 to 6. I mean, the magazine will be on the Facebook group for you to look at. So, yeah, I can't see if you wanted to get, fix those parts. I can't see why you couldn't do 1 to 6.
Yeah, of course you could. It's just that stages 7 onwards you can't do because you haven't got the parts. But you'll have the screws. Yeah, you got all the parts last week, assuming you get them weekly. Right, I'm not going to do that too tight because I don't know if that's going to bend, but I'm going to just give that a little. I won't find something to push that with. Yeah, that's fine. That's holding. So that's your little used ticket bin. Now that's quite interesting because when we did the other ticket bin, someone said about it, they don't like it being black and the original was red. Is it possible that they've got this one muddled up with the other one? Or were they both red? We need an expert to call on that one. Right. Okay. So are we happy with that stage? And again, that's just a small detail, but it's just made it nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so next you're going to take the handrail 63C, which is the straight one, and fit it vertically down the edge of the rear wall 63A. Fix each end in place with 2 silver DP screws.
Okay, when you said the straight one, you mean the white handled one?
Yes.
Okay, it's not that clear in the magazine. However, the only handrails you got were these. And this one's not straight, definitely not straight. So that's going to go in. It looks like it's going that way. So the actual rail is going to be down the side of the bus. Whereas if you put it that way, you see it's going to be poking out. I think at this point, you probably wouldn't notice if it was right or wrong. But it looks like it's definitely that way. I think it will go the wrong way. That's what I was trying to say. So I'll get my DP screws. So
yeah, and then obviously if you look at step 9, I'll show you the image quickly. You can actually see where the handrail sits.
Oh, of course you are. Once you blow it up, it's a lot clearer. Yeah. So it needs to sort of sit back a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a really good question, Michael. Is Peter enjoying? Obviously, if he's a first-time viewer, are you actually building this, Peter, or intend to? Oh, that little hole's a little bit difficult to find. There we are. Got it. So, oh no, I've lost it again. There we go. Got it, got it. Oh, that don't want to go in. No. Okay, might be easier if I got a feeling that hole is that screw is a little bit too big for the hole. You know, that happens. Yeah, okay, they're going to need slight enlarging. So I'm going to get my needle file again, which I've put down, and there we are. So I'm just going to make that just a tiny bit bigger. You only need the start of it big enough for the screw, because it can kind of drill its way through then. I don't think that's big enough. I'm trying to sort of figure out how far through the file goes. I don't want this hole too big, because this is where the screw's got to dig into. Right, that is probably about perfect. And I'm actually going to change the head to a smaller one. I think it's far too big for that particular screw. Yeah, that's fine. I think I've just screwed that in at a slight angle. So I'm going to have to just check the other screw holes as well, because they're going to be harder once that rail is in. I think that's going to be okay.
So I'm sure it was you. You got that the tap, didn't you, with the hand?
Yes.
Would that work on them?
I think it might be a bit rough. I did actually find it a second ago. Now I've lost it again.
I suppose it could be too big as well, because I think it's quite specific size, isn't it?
Here we are. Yeah, this is basically, it's designed for metal. So if you've got a screw hole in metal that's too small, you can just make it bigger with this. And what you do is you screw it in, and the more you screw it, the bigger it makes the hole. Like that. It's basically a screw with the sides cut out with a handle on the end. And that's all you do with it. You just go backwards and forwards like so. In fact, it might actually be perfect for it. So, but I am struggling with this. I don't want to make this hole too big, otherwise the screw's going to have nothing to grab onto. This is a struggle, and I think I've gone in at an angle. So if I put my thumb there, it should stop it from moving. Ah, there we go. We're on our way in. Right, so I'll try and get this other end in. Do you think those screws are a bit big? Do you think they're too prominent?
It definitely says use 2 DP screws.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. They are the screws that are prescribed for the mag. What I mean is, you know, like in the same way that the people don't like the people don't like the screws on the kick plates on the stairs, you know, because they're too large. Did you say these are too large, or I think they're probably about right, or not really noticeable? This is quite difficult because they've not really got much to grab onto. Let me see if I can if I go the opposite way and go quite small, because these smaller heads, they kind of dig into the screw more. No, that's too small. Actually, because sometimes this works really. Remember this? The old Poundland screwdriver. Oh my God, you ain't going to believe that. Oh, that's gone in perfect. Good old Poundland screwdriver. Just there's not an awful lot to grab onto, you see, to hold it. Oh, can you believe that? Probably shouldn't have gone all the way in with these screws. It might just pull that one out, but we'll see if we've got away with it. Come on. Go on. If you can hear a rattling, it's because the with this screwdriver, the spare heads are stored inside the screwdriver. So you can hear them inside. Right, there you go. So again, a small detail that's just added so much to it. I like that. I'm really happy with that.
Brilliant.
And now comes, yeah, I'm sorry, when I concentrate, I do have a habit of doing a bit of heavy breathing. So
okay, so same again for step 9. We're going to take the other handrail, 63D, align the screw sockets on the back, the brackets with the holes in the back wall, 63A. Fix each of the 3 brackets in place with 2 silver DP screws. So there's going to be six silver DP screws in total.
okay, and we've actually got 9 left.
And it also looks like there may be a locating pin on that as well.
Yes, I was about to say that. Each of these, you've got 3 areas to screw into, and each one has a locating peg in the middle. So these 2 slot in like a dream. This one, it just naturally sits a little bit off, but if you just put a bit of pressure on that, you can just bend that one in, and that goes in. Look at that. You almost don't need to screw it in. That will come out with enough force, but it's that easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one on the end, and that will probably spring the top up. There we go, just enough to grab. Then I'll pop one in on the top, and that'll give us a bit of hold on both sides. Again, this is an area where it's not easy to hold. There's just not an awful lot to grab onto. It's funny, doing a grab rail there, and I'm complaining I haven't got enough to grab onto. And then I'll do one of the middle ones. And just obviously rotate it to a way that's comfortable for you. I'm right-handed, so I've got it this way, but if you were a lefty, I suppose you'd probably have it this way. And then once those first 3 screws have gone in, I'll just go in and do the opposite one. I haven't screwed any of these in fully yet. And then the other.
Chris Campion said easier to bend than the wooden planks on your ship. God,
do you know what? I've got. Oh,
I was on the edge of the seat when I was watching that.
Oh, what, when I was putting the supports in the middle?
Yeah, and they weren't quite lining up because obviously they had to bend. I mean, it makes sense because of the shape of the, the
Yeah,
hole.
I really
But
should have wet them. And if I had wet them, they would have bent a lot easier. But I just felt that I could just, because there was a slight bit of give and they only needed to give a little bit. And it wasn't going to show anyway on the finished model. But Fleetwood J, are you watching? Because if you have, I've got a trick that you're going to absolutely love. And it's going to blow you away. I found it the other day on YouTube. I'm really struggling at the moment. One of the YouTube videos for the Hermione, I said that I'm struggling with the planking. So what I've then done for the next two videos was I turned my attention to something else, which would then give me 2 weeks of learning how to do the planking. And I'll show you what I've made actually, because it's actually pretty amazing. Hard, but it was pretty amazing. But I've learned some planking now and it's brilliant. Right, okay. So this bit there seemed to be going up at an odd angle. Right, Fleetwood, you're going to love what I'm going to show you in a bit. Right, that bit seems to go up at an odd angle, but that is the shape. So I'm assuming that's correct. So, but again, another detail. So
brilliant.
So I'm just loving this. This is absolutely amazing. I mean, I love it when we build bit like I loved it when we put the seats in, but it's these small details. That's really doing it for me. So what's next?
That is it.
No! That's the end of this week's build.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sad now. I'm really sad. So we're not going to fix this into anything.
No, that's it. No.
Shall we?
Yeah, why not?
Why have we got so many DP screws left? And why did we not use many of the screws from last week? That's interesting. Do you think we'll get screws? Do you think we'll get parts and no screws later on? Like with the R2-D2 and Millennium Falcon?
Oh, possibly.
Right. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I can easily see where this goes because there's two locating pegs there. Look. So that is simply going to go into... Oh, look at that. Oh, I see. Right. So when they say passengers can't stand there, they're talking about the actual stairs, not this rear platform. What do you reckon to that, guys?
That's looking really good, yeah.
That's a tight fit, really tight fit. I'm just being careful of those wires that seem to be flapping about wherever they want to go. Right, that is going to be a tight fit. One of the advantages of breaking this wire is that it makes it so much easier to move bits about. Oh, I see. We've got two little tabs there. And they're going to want to kind of... Ah, there we go. You've got to put it in a certain way. Oh, look, that is brilliant. Now we can see why she sits on the bottom deck. That she can't get upstairs with those elbows. You got to move her upstairs like a sofa. Oh, now she's stuck. So there you go. That's why she sits on the bottom deck. There you go. Look. She can sit there eating her fish and chips. How great is that? I do like her, actually. I think the reason I like her is because of Gordy Broker's little story. I kind of feel she's a real person. Right, so there's my little not really exciting speculation for next week.
And Chris Davies wants you to try and fit the... Oh, I don't know if... I don't know if you meant fit that bit on or actually try and see where the whole platform's going to fit on the chassis.
Oh, no, you want me to lift that bus over onto here?
We'll have to check with... was that what you meant, Chris Davies, or did you mean the wall?
I think I got a feeling he's going to want this fitted onto the bus. May I dry fit it? That's it, even off Corey. Can I fit that next week? I think we're going to be fitting it next week. No, we're not going to be fitting it next week because Horlicks, are you going to explain what we are doing next week?
I don't know. Nothing. Are we?
Did you not get the rest of the pages?
Yeah. No, sorry.
I think there is other pages as well that just... Yeah, Chris, do you mind if I fit them next week? It's just getting the bus off the shelf and everything. It's a bit of a pain.
Right. So next week.
I think that looks a bit like, you know, those gas masks that the doctors would wear, like during the plague era? And they look a bit like a duck, which I think is why doctors are referred to as quacks, because they used to wear those funny masks. I think that looks a bit like that.
So the hinges for the bonnet are fitted so that it can be attached to the front wall of the model.
Do you think that's all we're doing?
Nah.
What else do you think we're doing?
I reckon we're going to fit that whole assembly onto the chassis.
Do you know what? I think you might be right. That's not a bad guess, really, is it?
Because otherwise the bonnet would be too unstable, surely.
Yeah, you're going to have this bonnet flapping. I mean, we've not actually been told to fit that body to the chassis, have we?
No, I reckon we're going to fit that whole body to the chassis plus those stairs. I reckon we're going to fit that to the back as well. And
yeah,
the wall.
Because we've only put those seats on because we know they go there, but we haven't been told officially, have we?
No.
So I think you might be right. We have just been given all these extra screws. No, because we will be fitting that with... Oh, what do you reckon? Do you reckon we'll fit those with P screws, or we'll fit them with P screws, won't we? Because the target is plastic, isn't it?
Yeah, should be.
And we have been given an excess of P screws.
Yeah.
That's what the DPs are for, says Gordy Broker. Are you Gordy Broker or Geordie Broker?
Gordy. They had this chat earlier, yeah.
Okay, sorry, I might have missed that one then.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I was following that.
Michael John Wick says JP screws. And we've got a discussion about Essex boys. Email from Hachette about electronics in 66.
Yeah.
It says we might use metal ones. So right, Gordy, type in your first name again does not help me with pronunciation, does it? Forgive Pennykins. Do you think the bonnet will be put on first, then the lower deck? I would say yes, Stuart, because if we put the bonnet on first, we will have more working room. And then what we'll do is, if you imagine this is the cab area, we'll kind of bring the seats in like that. And then obviously we'll lift the bonnet up, push it in, and then we can bring the bonnet down onto the onto the engine. Does that make sense, me birds?
Yeah.
So, right, I'm going to switch my camera to here.
Right, so
why?
I've had this email.
Oh,
Most of you have.
Yeah.
And I think, Jason actually put it on the Facebook group as well. So that's good. So it says, thank you for subscribing to the Classic Routemasters. Unfortunately, there has been a small mistake in issue 66, step-by-step instructions. When completing step 9, you may find that the C cable, 41K, okay, 41K. So that's back. We've already had that then, haven't we? Issue 41. So the C cable 41K is too short to reach the C socket. We're aware of this problem and we will be supplying you with an extension cable in issue 75. Please leave the C cable unplugged until then. We hope this is clear, but if you require any more information, please contact customer services at www.buildtheroutemaster.com.
Yeah, not the wire that I thought.
A few people said the C cable was too short, and that's the one that's actually on the chassis already, I think.
No. Which one is too short? 41K.
Yeah.
Oh, 41K is an extension cable.
Oh, so they're going to extend the extension.
Hang on, I can't see where that's fitted. Right, that's a problem then, because that's a spare part then, isn't it?
No, because I think the C cable is being fitted and sticks out the rear of your...
Well, it's not fitted in issue 41 then. It came with 41.
Yeah, I think it was fitted slightly later.
Okay.
And it's when we did the wiring along the chassis.
Right, okay, let me find 42, 43, and 44. Right.
And I think actually Jason was having a play, wasn't he? And he said that one of the cables was too short himself. And he was going to maybe extend it. But they obviously know about the problem and they're going to obviously supply an extension cable for that.
There we go. Yeah. So yes, it was the one fitted. And also we've got these two with around the where they labeled the wrong way, weren't they?
Yeah.
So 41K has been. Oh, I didn't know 41K. I didn't realize was too short. Because we've got quite a lot of that. Remind me next week. I'll make sure I get my bus out so I can actually put it on my table and we'll have a good old proper look at it.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the best thing. Right. So, competition time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So let me just find it. I've got a bit of do like my magazines in order. Right, so this week we have received, and I'll do this with you. Actually, could you pull up the contents for me? That would be a lot easier if you show it on there and everyone can see it properly. Right, I've got to try and find my list now of names. Now, I did say I was giving away 2, didn't I?
Yeah, there was 2.
Okay, that presents me with a bit of a problem. Right, so we have got, working backwards, we've got 12 silver DP screws. Let me find my pen because I need to add up on the fly. So 12 DP silver screws. 3 black DP screws, which makes 15. And then 63 A, B, C, and D, which is 4 more parts, which makes 19 parts. Everyone in agreement there? Horlicks?
Yeah.
Right.
I was just typing it out.
I have got my list. The people that didn't comment on the chat live, but commented on the actual video was Steve Lee, who said 7. Colin 19750, he said 21. So that's too many. Trevor Rodway, very bold. I wish he was right. Said 33. Paul Das said 16. And then of the people who, I'm trying to really build the tension here, by the way, the people who guessed on the live chat is Steve Hyson, 24. So that's too many. Dave Milne said 9. Dave Say said,
I can't remember.
go on, have a guess how many Dave Say said.
Was it 9?
No, close. There's another digit in there.
10.
No.
15.
19.
19.
Dave Say said 19. But we're giving away 2 prizes, don't forget. Michael John Wick said 15. Chris Campbelling said 1. Adrian Langley said 22, which is unfortunately too many. Stuart Sullivan, he said 28, which is unfortunately too many. Gordy Broker said 16. And Love Minis said 89, which is unfortunately too many. So, obviously, Dave got it spot on, so he's got it. That it was the people who were closest without going over. So, we've got to go down the list now. No favoritism going on here. So no one said 18. No one said 17. And 2 people said 16. The people who said 16 was Gordy Broker and Paul Daz. So I'm guessing that means I've got to buy a 3rd set, have I?
Well, it's difficult. I think, well, because obviously Gordy won my competition.
But
so he does have a set. But
yeah.
To be fair,
I'll tell you what, I'll leave it up to Gordy because, right, technicalities here. Gordy followed the rules of the competition, and we at no point said if you win Horlicks' competition, you're not allowed to enter ours.
No.
So if we took them away from them, then I don't think that's fair. So as it's a £5 value prize, Paul said 19, but he forgot to write it down. Yeah, I was thinking 19 as well, and I've also not written down how many's in the next ones. So yeah, I think for the sake of a £5, I think I will just send them both a set.
Yeah,
just easier that way, isn't it? Or we could just do it. Who's that comedian? Harry Hill. We could just do it Harry Hill style. Who deserves it the most? Only one way to find out. Fight. So if Dave Say, I think I've got your address, but if you could do me a favor and message me your address. Gordy Broker, I've got your address from the emails from when you won last time. And Paul Daz, I will go back onto the right, let me get the words out. I will go back onto the stream where you entered and I'll make a reply. But obviously, if you're watching this, you send me your email address, send me your postal address, and I'll get those sent out. So the prize was a set of these stickers from the company whose name I've completely forgotten, Kingsway Model. Let me find them because I think they are a wonderful prize and worth showing off. I believe a few people have gone out and bought them. Why is that not working? Okay, my keyboard's not working. Why is my keyboard not working? I think that might be related to my technical hitch earlier on. It's not working because it might not be plugged in. Okay, guys.
So God, he's getting on good at these competitions. I can't, because he was saying he was really stoked. He won one. He won two.
Yeah, you've done rather well out of us, haven't you? Mind you, Dave's not done too bad, has he?
No.
Right.
Didn't, because Dave got the multimeter, didn't he? The last competition.
Yes, he did. How you getting on with that, Dave? Right, my keyboard is kind of sort of working. There we are, Kingsway models. Right.
Gordy says that he's honoured, but he wants to hand it to the next person.
Oh God, now you're making life difficult for me, because now I've said I'll give 2 prizes. Now I've got to give that to someone. Okay, should we give it to the person who guessed 15 then?
But then on the other hand, Paul's saying who commented first out of the runners-up.
Well, I would suggest Gordy, because Gordy entered via the live chat, whereas Paul Das entered on the comments. But I think that would be unfair, because there could be a genuine reason why Paul Das entered on the comments and not on the live chat.
Okay, then. So in that scenario, then, if Gordy wants to pass it on, maybe we should let Gordy decide who he wants it to go to.
Yeah, that's fine by me. And that just gives me a little bit of time to try and get the screenshot going.
Okay, so Gordy, if you're happy to pass it on, obviously we're not forcing you to do that. If you want another set, then obviously that's fine. But if you do want to pass it on to someone, select who you'd like to.
Yeah. So I can make a suggestion for you if you wish, because there is someone who guessed 15. But like you said, that's up to you. Guys, my spare screen isn't working. Can you see my screenshot okay?
I can this end.
Lovely. Right. So this is what you will be winning. Oh, no, that didn't quite work.
Oh, Paul says he's won nothing ever.
Ah, are you playing the sympathy vote? Right. Okay, I can't find these now.
Oh, Dave says he hasn't received anything.
Have you not, Dave? Whatever. Right, I'm having a struggle there because I can't find.
Marty's saying let's have a referendum. Oh yeah, it's up. Yeah. There, and then it's about there. Yeah.
Right. So this is what you will be winning if you won. So and you get is it 32 adverts for a £5, which I think is really good. And we can blame. Is it Fen? They're in the 120. Yeah. Well, they're actually in their own. Yeah, they're in the 1 to 24, 1 to 12 scale. But these are basically the same as the 1 to 24s, but they've just been scaled differently. So we're having chats with him about getting other products done, like these bus stops, for example. They'd look fab, wouldn't they? So, but yeah, that's them. For a £5, you really can't go wrong, I don't think. You've gone quiet on me, Horlicks.
They'd say he got the screw pot. That was the last thing he got.
But didn't you win? Hang on, let me.
Oh, the mug. Dave. No, the last thing I sent Dave was the mug.
Well, I'm sure I've got Dave Say's address saved in Amazon. And if I've got your address saved in Amazon, it usually means that I've sent something.
I'm sure he had the multimeter, and then he was gonna test. So, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not Dave. I mean, he hasn't received anything, but obviously that's concerning. If he hasn't received it,
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, I've not got his address in Amazon. Dave, I am really, really sorry. I cannot apologize enough. I will get that multimeter sent out to you.
he did win.
Yeah, no, I remember Dave. I remember Dave winning, because this is when I had all the Aurea screwdriver sets, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he said that he'd rather choose the because I gave him a choice, didn't I? At first I was going to give like 4 whatever prizes, but then they all worked. They all the prices changed, and they all pretty much came out the same price. So I said, well, sod it. Rather than having two screwdriver sets and 2 multimeters, I'll just give you the choice. And I think everybody chose an Aurea screwdriver set except for Chris Campling and Dave Say, and Dave Say chose a multimeter. So I am really, really sorry.
Mark's saying, "Oh no, this is no mug; it's a bucket." No, I've got the bucket.
Yeah, yours bucket.
Because they say didn't. I can't remember why. I think don't you? Oh, I've got a
I think
bad
Dave
memory.
already got a screwdriver set or something.
No, Dave get the mug I sent him. I think he's talking about the mug because I think Dave, you get it from the newsagents, don't you? You're not on subscription, so he didn't get the mug. So because I had the spare
that's right.
room,
Didn't you have an extra mug or something?
I ended up with an extra mug and a bit of confusion. And
oh, that's right. Yeah, didn't yours break, and then you ended up getting 2 more?
I did it, yeah. And then I spoke to them, and I was going to send them one back, and they weren't interested. They said, "Oh no, don't worry about it."
Yeah.
So
you did the decent thing and send it to someone that didn't already have one.
Yeah. So Dave didn't have one, so I sent one to Dave.
Fair enough. Right. So Fleetwood, if I haven't sent you to sleep yet, I've got a brilliant trick to show you. You're going to absolutely love this. Let me just finish. No, I'm not going to finish rolling. Right. So we have these. Right. These are only pretend planks. These are just a couple of bits of wood I found. Right. So when we come to plank this, we have to stick these on here, but we have to bend them all into shape to fit round. Yeah.
Right.
Here is a magic trick you are going to absolutely love. Right. Obviously, I like clamping things, but how do you clamp that to there?
You don't?
Yeah, you do. Right. I'll show you how. This is going to blow you away. Bulldog clip. Yeah.
Right.
Let me switch camera, because this is, when I saw this on YouTube, I was like, oh my God. Right. So we have a bulldog clip. What we do is we remove that arm and we remove that arm. We then take this bulldog clip and we take one arm, right? And this is the fiddly bit. You have to squeeze these 2 bits together, right? And then push that into that. I told you it's fiddly, didn't I? Push that into there, like so. And then with a second bulldog clip, which I've lost the arm. Oh yeah, because I lost one. Right. So I'll grab another one. Right. So with this one, we open that. Anyone amazed yet? Anyone see what we're doing? Right, so that one goes into there. So what we've now got is a bulldog clip with a little tab on it. Right, so what we do is we soak this for 5 minutes in hot water from the tap. So we just fill a cup up, put these in for 5 minutes. Don't want them to, G-clamp won't work because you've got nothing to clamp the other end in. If you put the clamp there, you can see how it's going to slide up. Right, and this is how we're going to clamp them on. Wet, hot, wet bit of wood. That goes onto there. Bulldog clip there. Bulldog clip there. How's about that?
Oh yeah, very good.
That is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And obviously it's not going to work on here because I've not soaked it, but you keep clamping along there because it's wet. It will bend, and these clamps will keep it down. But obviously you're going to put one bulldog clip on every support. Now, if you can get a longer bit there, then obviously you can do more than one. The only drawback is I only seem to be able to do one. I've lost the other clamp. There it is. But that will bend them round. Obviously, these aren't the actual one. These are sprues, but these aren't the actual planks I'll use. But you can see how that's going to bend it because they will bend because it's hot and wet.
That's really good.
Totally amazing. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, no, Fleetwood, I know you were having trouble with yours, and it's a shame that I didn't discover that beforehand, because I spent 2 weeks doing cannons, which I'm going to show you because I am really pleased with these.
I know I was nervous about doing a ship build, but watching Penny do it, I'm like I'm sort of jealous now.
Oh, don't be. Honestly, I've stressed out over this so many times. So this is one of 10 cannons. Oops.
Wow.
And they were actually really good fun. I've done a little tiny bit of dry brushing on them just to bring some detail out. And they are...
Sorry, Marty's just said use a piece of wood in the bulldog clip rather, it'll give you more length.
Yeah, that could work. So, but yeah, that's what I've done. Basically, the red bit is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of wood. Give you an idea of how big they are. They were horrible. You need tweezers with those. The cannons, you do that in one piece, but then you see you got some little clips over the top. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah,
they were pigs to put in because you had to put super glue on them. So you had to put dabs of super glue, and then you had to drop that clip just in the right place. I just knew if I dropped that in the wrong place, because I used the super glue gel because I wanted more control. But it is quite fast drying, fairly fast drying. And I knew if I dropped that in the wrong place, that was it. That was stuck. They haven't all come out perfect, but it's a handmade object in the 1700s. So I figure I can get away with it because they're not. Would they all be absolutely spot on?
Well, no, I suppose not.
I don't know.
No.
I mean, they would have been made by a skilled carpenter, wouldn't they?
And even if one had gone on wrong, battle damage, isn't it?
Yeah, there's always that. But I was pleased with them. But That basically I was working on the cannons when poor old Fleetwood J was stressing out over his planks, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do to help because I haven't got a clue what you're doing. So a guy, J Borgberg, has done a 172 scale of Titanic. Wow, that thing must be 20 foot. Love Minis, your mag has not come in yet, and I don't know how long it's going to take. I can go and hassle them tomorrow for if you wish. So, Gordy Broker says, so clever. Mark Knight has also said, Horlicks, yes, I can see you're totally interested.
I am. Do you know what? I love that shit. And I got excited yesterday. Well, I was a bit late watching it, but yeah, I was excited when I saw the next episode up. Yeah, because I watch real videos on a 50-inch TV now.
Oh, so that puts me under pressure to make a nice quality, good quality video.
Oh, it was quality since you had the new editing thing, because my telly's a 4K. So,
do you know what? I have had so much fun. By the way, you'll notice all my videos changing over the next couple of weeks. Millennium Falcons not so much, because I just made loads of Millennium Falcons, so they're sorted up until June. Flying Scotsman I've done. Flying Scotsman was a funny one because I couldn't do issue 2 for some reason. I can't remember what issue 2 was, but I couldn't do issue 2, so I did 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then went back to 2. Oh yeah, issue 2. I'll give you a bit of a spoiler here. Issue 2 was actually quite boring in the sense that that's all you got, which you had to straighten out. But then you've got some grooves and holes in the front there, and you had to fill that with putty and then file it down and then make sure the holes were there. So obviously I had to leave it overnight for the epoxy to dry. So while that was drying, I then got on with making 3, 4, 5, and 6. By the time I got to issue 6, I changed the format of my videos. So you've got, I decided to bring more of the magazine into the video. So then when I went back to do issue 2, I still followed that format. So you've got 2 with lots of magazine articles. Then you've got 3, 4, and 5 that haven't got any. And then 6 has. But I did add a little bit to the front of the video to explain. I'm really, really sorry because 2 was made after 6. It's kind of a bit weird, but I'm just wondering if maybe they're going to drag on too much because I put those articles in. But they only take up about a couple of minutes. So, Christopher Olson regarding models. I will copy that and I will search it now. Is he on YouTube or is he just on? Oh, I've got Christopher Olson, actor. Have I done that wrong? Right, yeah. Love Minis. I will go into W.H. Smith's tomorrow. I'm glad you liked it. I was just sort of playing with it. Someone said not to use the word Matchbox because it might be copyright, but I've used the word Matchbox style. It was basically this. Ever so easy to make them. Basically, I'll tell you how I've done it. I found a nice scenic background, printed it off on a piece of A4 paper, and then taped it to a turntable. And then I got my DSLR and I trained it on, and then I just turned this on, and then I just recorded it for 5 minutes. I just hit the record button and then buggered off and did something else. Jumped in the shower or something. and then got that footage, and then I just did the voiceover on it. Took me about 2 or 3 minutes to research. Most of that come off Wikipedia, and just did the voiceover, and just found some nice music for it. So I just want to judge how they will go, and I thought maybe I could use those as filler. So I'm glad people liked it. Did you know the American Werewolf in London, Yorkshire Moors, was actually filmed in the Black Mountains? Wow, who would have known? I did not know that. So, right. So, Horlicks, you got anything to add?
No.
No?
I don't think so. No. I've done the email. Yeah, no, I need to just, well, I replied to him earlier about the extra 30 issues on the DeLorean. I know it's not Routemaster related, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it. I mean, as I say, it's not even in stone yet. It's just France have done it, and someone shared a picture of the flyer in, over in France. We haven't had that yet, so it's just here.
I thought World of Wayne showed a picture of the English one.
Oh, did he?
I'm sure he did. I might be wrong.
I think I know he had a French version a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I did see the French version, but I'm pretty sure I saw an English version as well.
Okay. But no, I won't be doing the extras. I can't wait, to be honest. I know it's sad, but I can't wait for it to finish now. It's just costing me money.
For me as the viewer, it's picked up a little bit because that back bit that's looking quite interesting and lots of interest going on. But there was a little period where I'm like, that's a bit naff, isn't it? And I know that's part of partworks. The bus is picking up now, but obviously there's going to be parts where it's going to be quite tedious and boring, and that's part of partwork.
Yeah.
For them to throw that bit in quite close to the end, that I thought that's nice. That's picked up some interest. Gordy Broger, you said about the model is at Lado. Yeah, it's just a promotional one. And I had to do a little bit of research to find out what it was, and I think it was a Wikipedia. No, it wasn't. It was an enthusiast page, and they've got a list of all the models they use for promotional. And I think this is I found it on eBay, and someone's listed it as a 1937 Scammell Rigid 6. So that's what I've assumed it is, and that's definitely 6 wheels. So could be a Rigid 6. And it was a case of finding the research, putting the bits together and coming up with something. Paul said about my comment on Facebook, I had a little bit of inspirational words from Izzy Harris, and I was probably a bit out of order to say that on anyway. It's a little bit of airing dirty laundry, so slightly embarrassed about that. I'll see how it goes. At the end of the day, to give up everything that I love doing over one person is a little bit not good. So yeah, I'm a bit embarrassed by that, I'll be honest with you.
Mark Knight said, was I going for the Bart Simpson hair too?
Yeah.
I wasn't going for it, but I think the barber was.
Yeah.
Well, no, because the thing is, I've been obviously been going to the barbers for years, and she said it was actually a woman, and not that there's anything against the women doing my hair, but it's fine. But she was doing my hair, and then she said, "Oh," I told her how I wanted my hair and how I normally have it done, and she said, "Oh, okay. Do you have it all spiky and gelled up?" And I said, "Yeah, normally, but it depends how long my hair is and what I feel like." And she went, "All right." She goes, do you want me to do the blade? And I said, oh, what's that? She said, oh, it'll cost you £2 more. So I said, oh, well, I'm open to try
do the what?
the blade.
Oh, the blade.
So I was like, well, I didn't even know what it was. I said, well, I'm open to try new things. I said, that's fine. So she got this big razor blade out and she was holding my hair and she was scraping this razor blade up to make it
all... it's a little bit like thinning it.
Yeah, but with a blade. And it cost me like extra money.
It cost you £2 extra for that.
Extra £2. But when she'd done it, she hadn't sort of blended the sides in properly. So when I've got no gel in it, it's square. So that was the story of the barber. Because I used Marco and he's the main guy, but he's always busy. He's so busy that he's had to take on 2 members of staff. And every time I go, obviously I sit and wait in the queue. And he's always busy and I end up with a trainee.
Do you know what? I've had my hair done once at trainee and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Years and years ago, I went on a makeup manicure course 1 day a week at college, and the girls I was training with, they were part of the full-time course and they did the full caboodle, and they went, Penny, we love your hair. Can we book you in for a haircut? And I was going, well, what I'm thinking about having doing is quite complex. And they're like, well, what would you want done? I said, well, I'm thinking about, obviously have it cut, have the whole lot dyed burgundy, but it won't, my hair doesn't take because it's so dark. I said, and I'm thinking about having highlights put in as well. As I've tried bleaching my hair, and it really is a no-no for me because it just comes out ginger and it comes out like straw. And they said, oh, if you have highlights, that'd be brilliant. And they went, oh, that's brilliant. And they're all fighting over who's going to do my hair. But because it was done at college, they were closely being monitored by the tutor. And it came out brilliant. And it was something like, and we're talking about 10 years ago. Steve, Horlicks, I'm going to let you review that comment that's come up on there. Yeah.
No, you know what? It's actually not that bad. It doesn't look too bad, does it?
No, it's all right. I mean, you've got the rest of your face to help.
It's just a shame.
My hair's terrible. My hair needs a cut, but I can never find the time to do it. A year or so ago, my hair used to be much longer than this. And you probably have noticed it on the earlier videos. I had my hair because I was getting to the point where some of our buses, they've got high backs.
Oh.
And, oh no, what you done?
I've got a bald line down the middle, look.
Oh no. Oh no.
God, she has chopped it about, isn't she? Look at that. Oh no.
Really Todd on you?
No, I'm paranoid now.
No, you look all right. Yeah, where my hair was so long, I was sitting on it. And then when you try and look left and right, all I'm doing is pulling my hair. And I went to a hairdresser's and I just went, I want it cut short. And they gave me like almost a bob. And I absolutely loved it. I've never really been super hairy. What's that? YouTube might get rid of comments altogether. They can't do that. They can't get rid of comments. It's how you interact with people. It's how you get your feedback. You know, it's like you tell me what you want, and it's how, you know, 3/4 of our show is based on the comments. Looks like the DeLorean takeoff runway.
Yeah. The thing is, no, Mark, you know, you're saying, oh, at least I know not to use them. I've been using Marco for years, and I love, he does the hair brilliant. But because he's got 2 trainees, obviously they call you up, and I think you've got an option not to use them. But I feel awkward to say, oh, no, I'd rather wait for Marco. And I know I shouldn't, but I just feel like, I don't know, awkward if I say, oh, no, I don't want you doing my hair. So I just go with it.
Yeah.
But
I like Dave's comment. There's only 2 weeks between a good haircut and a bad one.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I might try I might try. I have done a comb over before. I gel it and then I sweep it over.
See, they're coming back, aren't they?
Yeah. But no, I think no, I do like Marco. He does a really good job, but it's just unlucky the last twice I've been. Maybe I need to choose a different day to go on.
Can you book him in advance? Actually have an appointment?
No, because it's a barber. You just turn up and it's first come.
Right, because I tell you what, round my area, there are more barbers than there are takeaway shops. It's like every fourth shop is a barber's, and they're all opening late. It's quite amazing.
Yeah.
But it's like, how many times can you have your hair cut? Dave Mill, did you get your money back?
Right, so
tonight's topic is take the mickey out of Horlicks' hair, is it?
Yeah, Paul wants me to give him a few lines of fire stuff, sir.
Go on then, go on.
I'm not doing that. No.
Reminds me of the bloke in the Panama advert. Rabsy, I remember that. Is that the one where he's taking his photo in the photo booth and he gets all ready and he's like, and then he's waiting and waiting and then he goes like that and he goes flash.
Yeah, love me. He's like one word hat. Good idea.
Oh, I got a hat.
I just look stupid in a hat though.
No, you don't. Hang on.
No, it's all right. It might just be the way. Oh my god, you can't see it though. I didn't notice.
I seem to get hats and I don't wear hats. I got this from Model Space. See, hats don't work for me, do they? See, speechless, aren't you?
Yeah.
I know. I got sent this from Model Space. Apparently, it's I got this and I got a rucksack and I got that Mark 1 Harley Davidson model, and brilliant, for free. So, but I don't do hats. So makes you look younger. Was that your hat or?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
right.
Who? But yeah, no, it's be alright. I'm not worried.
So I suppose if it was really, really bad, you could just shave it all off and you'd look pretty cool then, wouldn't you?
I have had a bald head before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of my Facebook pictures from years ago when I worked at the car wash, I had a skinhead. I just shaved it all off and bicked it. And it was, I don't know, it was weird. I was really shocked when I first did it. I was like, what have I done? But actually, I got used to it and it was all right.
Yeah. Dave says that I look like Honey G in that hat. And I'm really trying to imagine that as a compliment, but I can't.
Honey G.
Oh. Complete change of subject. Has anybody been watching season 2 of Trust Me on BBC?
Never heard of it.
Oh, right. I'm pretty sure it's the program that had Jodie Whittaker in it. And she's a nurse. She's basically been victimized for doing her job really well, essentially. Meanwhile, her friend, who's a doctor, decides that she's buggering off to somewhere else. And she throws all of her qualifications in the bin. So she takes her qualifications and pretends to be a doctor. And the job that she does as a nurse, she's pretty much a doctor anyway. And she gets away with it. And it's a really good thing. And it's a big moral dilemma because on the one hand, she shouldn't have done it because she's not a qualified doctor, is she? But then on the other hand, she's fully capable of doing the job and she's much better than the qualified doctors. So anyway, that season finished. But now they've got another one. And it's about this guy that's got shot in I think he's in Iraq or Afghanistan, and he's in a spinal unit. And I'm only up to episode 2, but there seems to be some kind of killing off the patients going on. So it's Yeah, watch it. It's really good. And the great thing is because season 2 is completely and utterly different from season 1, you don't need to have seen season 1. But yeah, if you get a chance, watch it. It's called Trust Me. And it's just quite a lot going on. And you don't know who the good guys are, who's the bad. Because there's a doctor that seems to be a good guy, but she's stealing tablets from the pharmacy. I think they're sleeping tablets. So she's not a good guy if she's stealing, is she? But then she is I don't know. So 78 to get now. Last week you did the sides and back, and then said, "Okay, Golly, see you soon." So I said, "What about the top?" He says, "Oh, I forgot." Oh no. But yeah, give it a watch if you get a chance. Dare I mention the subject? Yeah, Dave's just come up with it. Who's been watching Game of Thrones? That's exactly what I meant by the subject. So it was funny. I went into work. Is there anybody who is going to watch it but hasn't watched it and therefore won't appreciate spoilers? I love giving away. No, you don't watch it, do you, Horlicks?
No, we did try and watch an episode, and it was just too much. There was so much going on, and I was getting confused. And I'm not very good at things. I mean, I can't even get jokes half the time. So
no. What's handy is season 8's a lot easier to watch because most of the characters have been killed off. Right, I'm not going to give any spoilers then. But what I did say to one of my friends at work, because I stay up till 2 in the morning and watch it. So Sunday night now I go to bed really early, and then I get up at 1:30 to watch it, and then I go back to bed for an hour or two before work. And I went back and I went to work and I went, oh, he's dead. And my friend's like, you but I said, no, I said, I hadn't spoiled it. So but yeah, with Game of Thrones, I think you've got to watch the first 2 or 3 episodes 2 or 3 times to sort of pick it up, because there are so many. They follow the rules of they only really have 2 or 3 characters interacting at any given time, but there's so many characters, and you're like, well, who's that, and how do they work with that character, and why does that one not like that one? And yeah, it's hard to get into, but it's it's really, really good. So I've not watched the new Avengers movie, but yeah, everyone is talking about it, and there's a lot of memes going around about the people who post spoilers and stuff. So I don't know. If anyone wants to tell me about Avengers, they can. I'm not really into it, but no spoilers. No spoilers, says Gordy. So is there anything we can spoil? Coronation Street?
I'm trying to think.
What do you watch then, Horlicks?
Oh, do you know what? Just a load of nonsense. We watched. Well, I'm behind actually this season, but we watch Walking Dead.
I need to catch up on that. I watched up to about season 4, I think. The last one I watched, that kiddie, the young boy, who was the son of the main character.
Yeah.
He took a gun or something. His dad said no, but he took it and he shot something or shot someone.
Oh, right, yeah, you're quite a way back then. I think season 7 now. But yeah, that's really good. It started getting the beginning of this new season got a bit slow.
Right.
And then we sort of didn't carry on watching it, but we are going to. So yeah, and then otherwise I just watch videos on YouTube most evenings, to be honest. I've got so many people I subscribe to now, and all these videos come out. So I just sit in front of the telly doing that.
I've just read Mark's comment. I remember when I had a full head of hair, and one day the barber said to me, "Hey Mark, if I shaved all your hair off, no one would recognize you." To which I replied, "You shave off all my hair, no one will recognize you." Yeah, good night, Christine. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you, Christine. And yeah, sleep well and
Yeah, I think we better start heading off.
Yeah.
Not actually sure what time I'm in tomorrow. I think I'm in on a late one tomorrow. When I say late one, I mean about 7:30 start. Can you believe I'm still drinking the coffee I had at 8 o'clock? Let me show you something that finished printing while we were on air. Ooh. This, something's afoot. Have I finished? No, I haven't. I got right. I had a problem with my printer, and everything was coming out failed. So I thought, oh, I'll just re-level. I'll redo the bed. And I didn't actually use my printer for quite a few weeks, possibly even a couple of months. And what I'd done, it's still not perfect. I was having trouble last night. Some things were printing and some things weren't. So normally what I do is I'll print the first layer on really hot, and then I have the temperature turned down for the second layer. But what started happening is there was no filament coming through on the lower temperature. So I changed the nozzle, because that often helps, because you get like little bits of dust and stuff from the filament. And cool, that's come through quite bad actually. Oh, that's going to need some cleanup. Right, so I printed this off the other day. What is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I actually threw it in the bin. I printed this off, and I don't know if you can hear that. It's just nothing inside. The support's just not worked. But you shouldn't be able to do that with 3D print, should you?
No.
On 25% infill. So I changed the nozzle and that, and then I got this. And this, it's not perfect, but look, I've got a shiny bottom.
Oh yeah.
So, but that's really tough. So I've pushed it and done a bit more, and I came up. This is not perfect. You see, this bottom layer is pretty much damn near perfect, but the top layer, the walls aren't meeting up with the tops. So I can fix that, because I can just go in with some 3D pen and then file it. But I've just finished this, and I think that's going to go in something like that. That is going to be one of the feet. Something like that. Don't know if that excites you at all.
Oh yeah.
So that is going to go. That's what I'm up to on the leg. And I don't think you guys have seen this, but this is the horseshoe finished with the magnets.
Yeah, I think you showed us last week.
Right. On the bottom there, this is right. That's going to go in there, which that's not fitting because I haven't got the side panels in, because one of them just fell out. So that's going to go on there. I've got to find all the bits there. They've gone walkies. Looks like you're not going to get them. I had them. Oh, there they are. They're on the table. Right. So that's going to go on the end of the leg. That's going to go on. I think I just printed that actually. So that's the bottom of the leg. And then this bit is going to go in like that. So that'll be your foot.
Well, I see, yeah.
But there's loads and loads of frameworky bits got to go in. There's about another 8 pieces before all of that is done. Then you got to put the wheel in. Then you got the shell over the top. I think the whole foot is about 20 different pieces. And then you got to do the right leg. So I have begun work on the right leg. As you can see there, I think I showed you that bit last week, didn't I? Because I didn't put the purple through. But where the print wasn't very good, this little bit there was loose. So I had to go, if I can show you, I had to strengthen it with a 3D pen. But if I didn't have that 3D pen, all of that, which is about £4, which is about £4.50 print, that would have been ruined for the sake of that. So that 3D pen has paid for itself 5 times over at least. So 3D pen, guys, it's well worth it. And I haven't even used it in an artistic fashion yet. So
yeah, I'm still looking at that.
I think it was about 20 quid. But
I put it on my wish list for Amazon.
Yeah. Right, might accidentally embarrass Horlicks here. Horlicks asked me a question the other day, and I'm going to mention it because I want you guys to comment. Horlicks asked me if it was bad to do a wish list. And my answer is no, it's not. Because if people see his wish list and there's an item on there that's too expensive or they don't think he's worth it, they won't buy it, will they? If they think he is worth it, they'll buy it. So I'm going to put that out there. I know I'll probably just embarrass you there now, Horlicks.
Oh, God.
So, but I see nothing wrong with doing wish lists. You know, if you had a range of items from a £5 to 100 quid, not everyone's going to be able to spend 100 quid on you. Oh, that's come out really bad.
I don't even think there's anything on there that expensive anyway. Wouldn't expect that, but I don't know. It's just something I thought of because obviously I've got the buy the coffee thing.
Yeah,
which is
the
great.
coffee's quite nice because it's a small amount.
Yeah,
if they want to give you more, they can do like a coffee a week or a coffee a day or something. And I just want to stress, actually, I think we've all got wish lists, haven't we? I just want to stress that any donations, as far as I'm concerned, I think I speak for Horlicks on this, someone who donates £1 is just as well thought of as someone who donates 100.
Yeah.
There might be a reason why, you know, if you earn £1,000 a day, then £100 isn't as much in proportion to someone that's like on minimum wage. They're earning 60 hours a week just to make ends meet, and they've got loads of bills and debts and stuff like that. That person who donates £1, that's probably a lot tougher for them than someone who donates like £100 who earns £1,000 a day or something. So
yeah,
I've been around EastEnders. I've driven most of my dream cars. I've swung. Oh, very nice. Very nice. I don't really know what's on my wish list. My wish list would be...
Mine's mainly just got bits on it for hobbying and crafting,
Yeah.
I think, really.
Yeah.
I haven't got ridiculous things on there, like, PlayStations and things. Well, I've got that anyway, but do you know what I mean? It's all hobby related.
Yeah. The main problem, because I don't have a lot of commitments, so I'm usually in a position where, if I want something, I can buy it. I may not be able to afford it today or tomorrow, but I can get it. Sometimes I have to work a little bit harder for it, but so it's because people often complain it's hard to buy stuff for me. But I just like things that, I don't know, it's like these little things. I mean, they're probably, I don't know what that's worth, and this is probably a couple of quid, but there's there's a lot of thought gone into that, hasn't there?
Yeah, that's it.
And that to me is probably as valuable as a PlayStation. You know, I've got bear with me, I have a little collection. If I can find it. This is my little work bag with all my little bits and bobs for work. And I like jangly things, as you might be able to tell. Right, this I bought. I just loved it. Excuse me, not your bag. This was bought about 2 years ago, and as you can see, the feet and the arms have fell off, and it's got very, very dirty. This, oh yeah, this is a kind of a mummy zombie thing, holding a pencil that says "I love my job." I think he's starting to unravel. This I got from London. It's a bus with all the monuments from London in. You got Big Ben in there, and the London Eye, and the Houses of Parliament. But probably the most special one I've got. I used to run a route. I used to drive a route in St Albans for a company called Redline, and I left to go to Arriva. And one of my customers bought me this, and it's got St Albans Cathedral on one side, and the emblem of St Albans on the other. And that is so special to me. In fact, I cried when I got it. And that's about 2 or 3 years old now. It's battered because it's on the bag, but see, that'll probably go on there with those. So that's probably the best gifts anyone could get me. So, right, Fleetwood J's back. He's just had a power cut catching up. As long as the wish is there, there'll be the desire. Nothing wrong with a bit of desire. Yeah, I don't know. I suppose it depends on what you fancy and how, you know, if you've got a big expensive wish list, you're not going to knock those items off very often, are you? But it's nothing saying you can't knock them off. But if you've got lots and lots and lots of tiny little things, then yeah, they'll get knocked off quite quickly, won't they? So it's coming up for 11 o'clock. I'm looking at closing the show now. I've had an absolutely fantastic evening building this. And it's funny because we haven't really built it up that much, but what we have done has been, I think, has been rather nice.
Yeah.
Like I say, we've not built up. We've just made things a little bit smarter. So I don't know where you had your power cut, Fleetwood, but that's the build. Plus, we've just put the side on just as a bit of speculation. So I think that looks a bit special. So next week I will get the bus out so we can do lots of little looking at, and we can, if we don't put this on, we will try and, I have already tried to fit this, and I can see where it's going to fit, and it fits really nicely. So you're going to enjoy that when you get that, Horlicks. I can pretty much guarantee it. Oh, and we've just had confirmation there that we're going to get this shell. You see where these go in. So
yeah, I'm up to 46, but I haven't got any more magazines. I haven't got any DeLorean, and I haven't got any Routemaster as of yet.
I had a little discussion with Routemaster today. Someone was saying about, I might have got things muddled up. I think there was a message on the Terminator, and there was messages on the Routemaster. I think what's happened is something about delays because they're waiting for binders or something. Have I got that muddled up with Terminator as well? But I'm right. Normally my issues would have come Monday, and they've not come, but we've had 2 bank holidays. They've confirmed the dispatch as being, or the allocation being, the 19th of April. which is the Friday. So they should have come Monday the 29th. But like I say, 2 bank holidays. Did I see your correct side? Bear with me a sec. I would love to drive that. Be my wish. I was at the So drive what, Chris?
Thanks, Mark. Have a good week too.
Yeah, you take care, Mark. Thanks for your comments and thanks for your funnies. Yeah, so I dropped a message to Hachette today, and it was a little bit confusing. I'll see if I can find it. Oh, I just got. Right. Oh, God, I've had so many messages today. Right. Okay. So why is that not coming up? Right. There we go. Right. So, may I ask why late and why you've updated, why you gave updated to say they've been dispatched when they haven't? Is it acceptable to lie to paying customers? You can tell I was in a bit of a bad mood today. Oh, yeah, no, right. Okay. My account says my issues 63 to 66 were dispatched on the 19th of April, but have not arrived. I was told by a third party they would be dispatched on the 3rd of May, which of course is incorrect because your records say the 19th of April. Can you tell me where my issues are, please? So they put issue 63, 66 will be delivered during the next week. So I said, why are they late? So they said issues were allocated on the 19th. 4 days is for pack and process, and then we dispatch issues. Our delivery time frame is 7 to 14 working days. We are still within the delivery time frame. Issues might be delivered over the weekend. The last would be during the next week. I went, okay, so 14 days and the 19th is this Friday. So they put, no, the delivery time frame is within 14 days. That is why we say, if not received this weekend, they will arrive during the next. So I kind of gave up there because they're saying 7 to 14 days, and 14 days will be this coming Friday. But then they're saying if it doesn't arrive this week, it'll be next week. So confused. So they're basically saying if it's going to be 7 to 14 days, but if it's not 7 to 14 days, it will be 21 days. So that's a bit vague, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like me saying I'll post you something within the next month, but if I don't post it next month, it'll be the month after. And if I don't post it by then, it'll be the month after that. Yeah, we have another 2 bank holidays coming up. I can't see how those next bank holidays would affect the next delivery though. Let me just check the dates. If the last dispatch was the 19th, 3, 4. Yeah, the next dispatch should be the 17th of May. So they should be with us by the end. Oh, they could affect it by a day or 2 then, yeah. So we could, yeah, they could be late next month then by a day or so. But I wonder if they've obviously got something they've not told us. And I don't have a problem with delays myself. I just like to know why. Because also, if I know in advance, I mean, it's not so much of a problem for me because I get newsagents issues. You know, like today, normally my newsagents issues just goes in a box with the rest of them for when I do the Newport build. And I usually build my subscription copies. But like with you, for example, Horlicks, if you knew there was going to be a delay of a week,
Yeah.
you could alter your schedule then, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So it was just fortunate that you had a figure for the last one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When you said you forgot to film that, were you being funny then, or did you actually forget?
No, I did. I thought I'd done it, and then I came to sort it, and I was like, oh no, I haven't done it. So I just quickly knocked something up. But I couldn't really do anything else anyway because
No.
I'm not an expert on painting and things, so I wouldn't know if it was a good paint job from a bad, really. I mean, I can only go by what I.
Oh, I could just see that going.
I can only go by what what I see.
The thing is, people say to me, oh, have I done well on that? And my response, I've said this so many times, my response is, do you like it? And if they say no, then I go, well, it's not good then, is it? If you're happy with it, it's a good paint job.
But it looks good and it's all right. Yeah, I mean, the hand looks a bit funny. I can still see primer through it, but I didn't want to open it.
No, I've opened mine. The only one I've opened is, well, the only one that's open. No, actually, I did open one to have a look. And then Adrian sent me one to paint for him, which I haven't done yet. So what I've done is I've kept Adrian's and I'm not opening. I can't see the point in doing anything with him until we do the top deck.
No.
And this little lady I've opened, obviously, but I actually cancelled the news agency. I don't actually mind having one issue of these, one of them. But between the news agents and subscription issues, I don't really want to. But thankfully, I have such a good relationship with WH Smiths that they're quite happy for me to say, oh, I don't want that issue. And they'll go, all right, fine, we'll send it back. So, yeah, every 7 weeks, I think I'll be cancelling my news agents one. But I do know of a couple of guys that ring up Hachette and say, I'm not collecting figures. I want to build a Routemaster. And after a bit of shouting, they just go, all right, send it back and we'll refund you the money. Which I don't think is unreasonable, is it?
No.
So, right. Okie dokie. We're going to have to find a car that Chris can drive now. We'll have to find a car that you can do dual control, steering wheel and that, and then just not tell Chris that you're controlling the car. So, right. Okay. Is there any other order of business? I'm trying to be all official now, aren't I?
No, I don't think so.
Histories of doing part works. Yeah, I think that's the fun bit, isn't it? You don't know what you got coming next. I've got the Flying Scotsman. I got an issue coming up. It's really confusing because you look at it and it's got decals on it, and you think, why has it got decals when we haven't done any painting yet? And you open it up, and all it is cleaning up parts. So you kind of go through all the parts that you've done, and you just clean them up. So when I do the video for that, it's literally going to be hello, and then I'm going to be in fast motion. So it'll probably be like 3 or 4 minute video. But sometimes you welcome those parts. Did sort away for the visit. I will talk to you about that, Chris, about the visit, but not tonight. Right. So, yeah, I mean, like I say, sometimes you get really complicated bits, and this Hermione, it's really, really complicated at the moment, but I've got a feeling that once the hull is done and painted, it's going to like whiz through doing things like the rigging. Once you figure out how to do the rigging, you're just doing little quick bits over and over. You're tying like 50 knots. Or I might be wrong. Right, so I am going to 3 hours. Well, not quite 3 hours because we finished late. But I am going to close the show. Next week, if he'll have us, I'm going to be inviting Dave Say on because next week is the issue divisible by 4. Right, quickly, yes. No, I've not finished printing the sword. I keep having a failure on the top bit. So, although admittedly that failure was when I don't know if I told you about this. I was printing that off and I had it on a really, really fine mode because you can see the detail on it so much. So I had this on like a 0.5 mil layer height, and it took something like 2 or 3 days or 2 days to print. And I was doing a bit of a tidy up, and I was down there behind the wardrobe. Don't use Marco's hairdressers when you have your hair done. So I went to change some plugs round, and I didn't realize that the plug I pulled out was the 3D printer. So it just stopped about 23 hours into the print or something like that. So I was a bit annoyed by that, but I've had about 2 or 3 failures since, and that's when I decided I'm going to sort. But I think the print is ready to have another go, so I will do that, and then I can start putting it together. I've had a lot of fun with this epoxy glue. This is absolutely brilliant, but you really need, when you a lot of this leg has been put together with epoxy glue. It is absolutely amazing, but it takes a long time to dry. So I need to devise some strips of wood or strips of steel or something absolutely straight that I can glue these sword bits. Has everyone seen this before, by the way? This is Longclaw, Jon Snow's sword, but as you can see, it's a little bit flexible at the moment. So what I need to do is glue the bits together, then clamp them so they're straight, and then file it all down. I got a feeling this isn't a record for Wednesday. I think we've done worse before, haven't we? Hang on, sticking with the pointy end. So yeah, that'll get done, and then I think the painting's going to be quite easy actually compared to the prep work. But as you see, I don't know if you can see, some of the bits don't quite fit together perfect, so they need adjusting. And I got a feeling I'm going to be working on a Darth Vader mask. I've had inquiries about one, so that'll be a fun project. So right, so yeah, that's the sword. The asset drop I've got, I got that come through the other day. If I can be absolutely honest with you, I was slightly disappointed with it. The products look great, but these look fantastic. Company called Green Stuff World, they do some absolutely amazing paints, they do some color shift paints, but they've got some metallics, and these aren't color shift. These are just nice metallic, Neptunus green, Mystic white, and Shark Fin blue, and they look really, really nice, really good quality colored metals. These bits I weren't so excited about. You've got a new company called Chimera, and you get a red and orange and a white, and I think I've got an abundance of red and oranges and whites, but I'll give them a try. And then you got some pigment, brown earth pigment, which I'm not good with pigments yet. So Gorilla, if you mean Gorilla products as in the glue, I swear by Gorilla Super Glue. I think it's absolutely amazing. However, there are quite a few instances where runny glue is best, and I use this stuff from Poundland. Could a 3D printer work for printing a case for a laptop? Yeah, probably could, but I would probably suggest using ABS, which I can't print off. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, now another thing that I've just bought is this Gorilla wood glue. And I think the only difference between this and normal wood glue is I think this dries a little bit quicker. But I've also found out after I bought this, someone said to me, don't use wood glue, use PVA glue. And it does work. So I was a bit disappointed I spent so much money on wood glue. But
at least you'll have good quality stuff, though.
yeah, but this wood glue, 50 mil, when I started, oh, surprise penny, more masking tape. When I started using this on the ship, or when I did it on the workstation, the way I was going through it, I didn't think this was going to last very long. But having done the workstation, it made me realize that you really do not need a lot of glue. And I've hardly used any. So I think this is going to last me ages. And this is 50 mil, and this Gorilla Glue is 236 mil. But I think this is for big jobs. Because if you look at the size of that nozzle, that's quite a large nozzle, whereas this one's got a small nozzle. So I think this is like for gluing planks of wood together. So I might have to be careful how I use it. But it says clamp time 20 to 30 minutes, so that'll be useful. But it'll last me forever. Right, okie dokie then. So I've run out of things to say. So yeah, Gorilla products I definitely recommend. But I think a range of glues is useful. Sometimes I tend to use this for smaller parts, but I watched a video of a guy last night. He'd done the R2D2 dome and he stuck it together with super glue, and it seems to have worked really well. And he hasn't clamped it. Well, he clamped it, but he hasn't stuck it down with I've used screws on mine as well. What did I use? Oh, I used that some other glue. But I think next time I'm going to go for epoxy. I'm really liking that. It's a little bit messy though. Right. Have you got anything to add then, Horlicks?
No, I don't think so.
Right. Okie dokie then. So I'm going to say good night, and then I'm going to leave it for Horlicks to say good night. So take care, guys. Thank you very much for watching this show or making this show awesome. And I will see you next week when we will be doing something or another to the bonnet. Okay, take care then.
Okay, yeah, lovely to see you all and speak to you all, and yeah, see you all next week.
Okay, take care then. Bye-bye.
Bye.